Welcome to another session of Thoughts on International Business, Marketing and Strategy. I'm Michael Czinkota, professor at the Georgetown McDonough School of Business. And today we have as our guest Mr. Michael Farrell, who is an international lawyer in Washington, D.C., specializing on the exploration and development of petroleum and natural gas fields. He previously served as general counsel at the Department of Energy and in the counsel's office of the President of the United States. But for our purposes here, we will focus on transportation bottlenecks and crises. And most relevant in Mr. Farrell's background is that he served as the chairman of the Commission for the Study of Alternatives to the Panama Canal. And today he still is the director of the U.S. Panama Business Council. Welcome, Mr. Farrell.
Michael, it's good to be here today.
I believe that we can transfer information and thoughts about one field to another. And so eventually what we're going to try to do today is see where information and knowledge we have about the Panama Canal applies to conditions and possible developments with the Suez Canal. But let me start out with the general question. Some say the world is flat and we're all neighbors and it's all services and transportation has really gone out the window. Is transportation, international logistics still important?
I would say it is equally as important to any of the other service industries. If you can't get the product, you have no business. Time is critical. You see the UPS advertisement, it's all about logistics. That is true. The imbalances in the world, though, have to be corrected. That is so much manufactured goods coming from Asia, where just raw products are going to Asia. But yes, transportation is one of the key factors in the entire business cycle.
Just to get some kind of grasp on the historicity of it all, what is the role of the Panama Canal in facilitating trade?
Well, it's interesting. When the President Carter agreed to the Panama Canal treaties, there was a provision in Article 12 establishing a commission for the study of alternatives to the Panama Canal. We were constituted in 1985. We did a 3-year study. We had to study the global patterns of trade, not only for the present time then in 1990, but also through 50 years out. We studied the other areas, Suez Canal, the Straits of Malacca, the Straits of Hormuz, the Bosphorus, the Kiel Canal, how the canals were instrumental in moving trade.
Does ownership of the canal really matter, of any canal? Is ownership a crucial issue?
You mean sovereign ownership?
Yes.
Ownership, not really. It's the operation of any canal that is important. Panama Canal is what I'm very familiar with. When we agreed jointly with the Panamanians to turn the canal back on December 31, 1999, we had 15 years of training. Panamanians have run the canal since December 31, 1999 without interruption, without delay, on time. It is a very, very reliable canal and transportation hub for the international community.
Now, if we take all this Panama Canal knowledge and can we apply that somehow to the Suez Canal, given the current regional stability or instability, I should say, and given the fact that they're both canals, or are they? What are the comparisons between the two?
Well, the Suez Canal is a sea level canal. The Panama Canal is a lock canal. Presently, it's a 3-lock system. We are enhancing the capabilities of the canal, taking it from 80 to 100,000 deadweight tons to 150,000 deadweight tons. It's more complicated when you're moving through locks than it is when you're moving through sea level. The Egyptians have been operating the canal for a number of years. Again, since the 1973 war, everything has been moving smoothly. They're educated. They have excellent pilots. They have control systems. It has been working well. I've been many years have clients operating their shipments through there without problems.
Well, when we compare sea level to lock canal, has that any implications for, let's say, security or susceptibility to disruption?
Boy, that's a tough question. Since 9/11, anything is possible. Specifically, the locks in the Panama Canal are a fixed place. You're running these container ships through. All of the container ships are not checked. If you had an incident where you damaged the doors, you damaged a lock, you close the canal. Sea level canal, if an event happened on a ship, it wouldn't close the canal. You could go around it because there isn't that 160-foot bottleneck you have to go through. You have the rest of the canal.
Well, assuming for a moment that we could directly compare the two types of canals, I understand that with the Panama Canal, there's hardly any oil being transported. Is that also the case with the Suez Canal?
Oh, no. Well, the Suez Canal, it's two components. One is the canal itself, and one is the pipeline called the SUMED. 2 million barrels of oil are going through, combined through those facilities. Panama, you have going through the canal itself, you have maybe 8 million tons a year of petroleum and refined products. There's a pipeline also in Panama up in Cherokee Province, and it's originally constructed to take Alaskan oil from the Pacific coast, taking it to the Atlantic coast, and then taking it through the raw petroleum to the refineries on the east coast of the U.S. It has now been reversed. You have reverse capability, so you can take Colombian, Venezuelan oil up to Bocas del Toro and take it across the canal and store it and ship it off to Asia, west coast of the U.S., BP, Tesoro. I have an interest in that.
Now that the Middle East is racked by instability, some say that puts the U.S. materially at risk because maybe new regimes don't like the U.S. Does it put us at risk in the Panama Canal? For example, could they prohibit U.S. ships to go through the canal?
Are we talking about in Egypt, the Suez Canal?
In the Suez Canal.
It's all subject to international treaty, and the international treaties are clear that there's free flow of shipping through these canals.
And you don't see that as any kind of risk? Are there many ships, U.S. flag ships, that go through the Suez Canal?
No, there are very few international flagged ships. They're chartered in Panama and the Bahamas and the various ports around the world. The U.S. flagships are basically Jones Act coastal ships. We do take the fleets and flip them back and forth. A carrier will go through, or a battle group will go through, going from the Mediterranean to the Indian Ocean or back. So that's what it is for. If you close it, you obviously have an 8,000 mile longer trip around Africa.
Which costs a lot and has more risk.
A lot of money. A lot of money.
Now, what are the key challenges to shipping today? Is it not enough ports, not enough ships, too small ships, too large ships? What are the major challenges?
Major challenges is more business. Right now, there's a lot of ships in dry dock. If you go up to Norway, Scotland, you'll go into the coves and the ships are tied up. So it's more of getting business going again, manufacturing going again, shipping going again. I don't perceive it as a risk of a terrorist attack. It's more having global economy recover.
And of course, what we also need is more vision for large projects in the future to accommodate international business. Thank you so much for coming, and thank you for your attention. I'm Michael Czinkota from the McDonough School of Business in Washington, D.C.
Thank you, Michael.